Human beings are social creatures. Our lives are profoundly shaped by the connections we make, the relationships we nurture, and the people we choose to surround ourselves with. At our core, we long to be seen, valued, and appreciated, not merely for what we give, but for who we are. Yet, the reality of life is that not everyone we encounter will honor our presence or acknowledge our contributions. Some people will happily benefit from our kindness, our sacrifices, and our loyalty, only to turn around and act as if we have given them nothing at all. The truth is painful but vital. Not every relationship deserves to be preserved. The people who take without gratitude, demand without appreciation, and expect loyalty without reciprocity are not merely unworthy of your time, they are corrosive to your well-being. To remain in such relationships is like pouring water into a bucket with a hole. No matter how much you give, it will never fill. It will only drain you until you are empty. This thesis will explore why it is essential to stay away from such people, the psychological and emotional toll they impose, and the transformative power of setting boundaries. More importantly, it will argue that protecting your energy and surrounding yourself with those who honor and uplift you is not selfish. It is an act of survival, self-respect, and growth. The nature of ungrateful people. Ungrateful people are not merely forgetful. They are entitled. They operate with the belief that your generosity, support, and sacrifices are obligations rather than gifts. When you show up for them, they see it not as love or kindness, but as a service owed. When you extend your hand, they assume it should always be there. This behavior stems from a lack of empathy and self-awareness. They fail to see the weight of what you give because they are preoccupied with their own needs. Gratitude requires humility, an acknowledgement that someone has done something for you that they did not have to do. Entitled individuals lack this humility. Their memory selectively erases your contributions because acknowledging them would require vulnerability, reciprocation, or the possibility of guilt. The consequence of being in relationships with such people is subtle but devastating. Over time, their ingratitude conditioned you to doubt your worth. You begin to wonder if your kindness matters, if your sacrifices mean anything, and whether you are foolish for continuing to care. It becomes a cycle where you pour out energy that is never replenished, and instead of receiving gratitude, you are met with indifference, or worse, criticism. The emotional drain of one-sided relationships. Staying connected with people who never acknowledge your efforts is not just emotionally disappointing. It is psychologically exhausting. Every relationship operates like an exchange of energy. When both people give and receive, the relationship becomes a source of strength, joy, and comfort. But when only one side gives, the balance is broken. One-sided relationships are marked by exhaustion. You constantly give, but no matter how much you do, it is never enough. Frustration. Your efforts go unnoticed, unthanked, and unappreciated. Self-doubt. You begin questioning your value, wondering if perhaps you expect too much. Resentment. Over time, unreciprocated giving leads to bitterness and a loss of love for the other person. Being around such people slowly chips away at your mental health. Like a leaking bucket, the relationship drains your energy, leaving you depleted. The tragedy is that many generous, kind-hearted individuals stay in these situations far too long out of hope. Hope that one day The other person will change, acknowledge, or reciprocate. But hope without evidence is just another way of prolonging suffering. Life is too short for the ungrateful. Time is the most precious resource we have. Unlike money, it cannot be earned back once spent. Unlike opportunities, it cannot be recreated once lost. To waste time on people who cannot see or acknowledge your value is to waste life itself. Relationships should not feel like endless labor. They should not strip you of joy or make you feel invisible. Instead, they should enrich your life, bringing laughter, peace, and companionship. True connections are grounded in reciprocity, where your victories are celebrated, your struggles are supported, and your kindness is cherished, not forgotten. The sobering reality is that when you continuously invest in ungrateful people, you are not just giving them your time. You are sacrificing your growth, your peace, and your happiness. You are trading the chance to thrive in authentic connections for the futility of trying to water barren soil. The power of boundaries. The antidote to ungrateful relationships is not more giving, more hoping, or more patience. It is boundaries. Boundaries are not walls meant to shut others out, but filters meant to protect your heart, your time, and your energy. They allow you to distinguish between people who deserve access to you and those who do not. Setting boundaries means 1. Recognizing patterns. A single instance of ingratitude may be excusable, but a consistent pattern of taking without acknowledgement is not. 2. Saying no. You do not owe anyone your time, energy, or sacrifices, especially when they exploit it. 3. Creating distance. Sometimes the healthiest choice is not confrontation, but quiet withdrawal from those who cannot value you. 4. Prioritizing self-respect. By walking away from the ungrateful, you affirm your own worth and teach others how to treat you. Boundaries are a declaration. My love, my energy, and my time are precious, and they will not be squandered on those who fail to honor them. So, surrounding yourself with the right people. When you let go of relationships that drain you, you create space for connections that truly matter. The right people will never make you question your worth. They will not erase your contributions or act as though your sacrifices are meaningless. Instead, they will meet your generosity with gratitude, your loyalty with respect, and your love with reciprocity. Healthy relationships are characterized by mutual appreciation. Both parties value what the other brings. Shared joy. Your happiness is their happiness, and they celebrate your victories sincerely. Support in struggles. They show up not only when it is convenient, but when it is difficult. Respect for boundaries. They understand that your energy is limited and honor the limits you set. Surrounding yourself with such people enriches your life, fuels your growth, and deepens your sense of fulfillment. It turns relationships from draining tasks into sources of joy and strength. Conclusion: life is too short to spend pouring your energy into those who take without giving, who erase your kindness, and who treat your loyalty as entitlement. Staying in such relationships not only depletes you, but also blinds you to the beauty of connections that could uplift and empower you. To stay away from the ungrateful, is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-preservation. It is a choice to protect your heart, honor your worth, and reserve your precious energy for those who will treasure it. When you set boundaries and surround yourself with people who uplift you, you do not just protect yourself from harm, you create space for authenticity, joy, and genuine love. Your energy, your time, and your love are gifts far too valuable to be wasted on those who fail to recognize them. You owe it to yourself to walk away from the ungrateful and embrace a life filled with respect, reciprocity, and true connection. For in doing so, you not only reclaim your peace, but also rediscover the power and beauty of relationships that truly honor who you are. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.